I'm feeling good, Sanchi. We just released the announcement date for Starbased. We have the search test coming. Yep, good times, good stuff. Super excited for the coming days.
Yeah, things are feeling good. Things are feeling good. Dominic Bain, how are you, friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be doing Atlas Brew number 104. I'll keep it short there. I'm just doing good. Good to be
Yeah,
back.
man. Good to have you back as well. You were missed, sir.
Thank you. I missed everyone.
Yeah. So today, again, committee updates and roadmap. We got a couple things that the committee sent to us. I think we have one project sharing some news on what they are doing. But we can get right into the noteworthy news before, as we always do. I think just to talk about what we just announced yesterday, which is the Starbase release date, and it's coming next Tuesday, April 2nd. So it is happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening.
Let's
And
go.
we released together with it. We released the Medium article. I think we could break it down now quickly. If you guys don't, maybe you can pull it up and just break it down. We can go through it really quick. And just so everyone is on the same page on what's coming for Starbase. As you guys know, Starbase is the evolution for labs. And I think even though we will have Starbase labs will continue being there for a little bit, but Starbase will require a lot more coordination from players and factions and guilds. So just say I will let you give us a brief explanation on what is coming here and what we shared in the article.
Yes, Sanchi is absolutely right. Starbased develops one front of our game that had not started yet. The collective uh, objectives inside the Star Atlas metaverse. In Starbased, players will be playing collective in order to make sure that the supply chains that they are working on doesn't collapse. This is super interesting, like this brings another huge dimension to the gameplay, and also start training our players for the future of Star Atlas when you guys will be the protagonists of everything that's going on. This trend that started back in the days on EV when we started giving you guys the ability to produce the resources, and now we do this huge next step where you guys will be maintaining as well the infrastructure in game. So basically what Starbased does is to introduce those new gameplay mechanics. We also introduce a new way of having Atlas emissions. And most of all, we introduce the upkeeping and the upgrading of star bases.
Huge.
Basically, really huge change in the gameplay perspective because your emissions, the amount of Atlas that you are going to get from playing Star Atlas, and now this is going to be the only way moving forward to acquiring Atlas, is by working on the behalf of your faction. So the factions of Star Atlas, they have an interest in expanding their influence and infrastructure throughout Gallia. And they are basically rewarding the players that are most effective on forwarding their interests. And you guys can do this on two different ways. The first, as I said, is to upgrade star bases. Star bases starts on tier 1, and as the players collectively upgrade them, they will start unlocking more recipes, which enables more efficient supply chains, which translate as more items and more atlas for them.
There's a
This is
question in the chat. Just will we need toolkits or repair kits to upkeep the Starbases?
yes, uh, you are correct. You need toolkits to upkeep the star bases on Star Atlas. And this is the second part of what you are going to do in Starbase, which is the upkeeping. Upkeeping is basically supplying the Starbase with food and toolkits. If a starbase doesn't have enough food, the crew members that are working on that space station will simply cease to work. They'll cross their arms and they will riot for their rights. And the second resource, the second resource that we have to upkeep the starbases are the toolkits. And if a starbase doesn't have toolkits, it will simply stop the upgrading process for this starbase. So it basically blocks the development of the supply chain on that front. I see a question from Leaks. Yes, you'll be able to use those recipes, Leaks. Uh, the article mentions another thing that will come in future interactions because the tiers of the star bases will also unlock other benefits to players. If you check the roadmap, the Sage manual, you'll see some of those perks. In the future, the development of the infrastructure, the level of the tier bases, they will get access to resources. They will make the star base more powerful to fight against enemies. It will unlock perks. It will unlock new service. So yeah, Starbase is the update that starts this new layer of infrastructure and start giving players responsibilities for themselves, not only for themselves, but the overall faction's success. Uh, I
Do
think
we
I
have a
covered.
bet? Do we have a bet on which faction is gonna fully upgrade a starbase?
Bro, do you even have any questions about that?
No, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. You're right. It's just Oni. It is just Oni. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mud. I'm sorry, Ooster. It's just Oni.
One thing that's important to notice here is that upgrading star bases also creates uh, a bigger effort in the upkeeping part of the game. The higher the tier of your starbase, the more costly it is to make the starbase to keep them working, in terms of resources. So it's very important to coordinate with your fellow faction players. It is it's really important to be talking with people, strategizing because all of those will impact in-game performance. Venom, right now, uh, we are using toolkits, but in the future, it will be repair kits, especially once we have combats. Uh, I don't know if there. Oh, there is also something very important for me to say. Uh, the system of upgrading and upkeeping star bases will award you guys loyalty points. Those loyalty points, they are an account bound currency, so you guys won't be able to trade them, but you'll be able to hold and choose when to submit them uh, in any of your faction star bases to participate in the Atlas distribution of a given epoch. Every epoch in Star Atlas will last 24 hours, and it will distribute Atlas among the players that deploy their loyalty points on that epoch. So it's in game, you'll be able to see how much loyalty points has been deployed, as well as an estimation of how much Atlas would you receive should the loyalty point situation remains the same. Of course, this isn't going to happen because there will be always people adding loyalty points during the epoch, but it gives you an idea on the estimations of how much Atlas would get on that epoch. The cutoff, the time when an epoch turns, is midnight UTC time. So for us here, Santi, it's 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and and in China it's 8 a.m. So everyone needs to be alert on that front. And finally, last but not least, we'll have a 2-week transition period in which some of the old features of Sage Labs, such as RFR's crafting, will still be available. And we are doing this because we are waiting on some updates from Solana infrastructure, as well as giving our players time to make the smoothest transition possible towards Starbased. So you guys will be able to still craft RFRs in the legacy Sage client for 2 weeks before relaunch, and then we'll come back and Starbased is on. Another noteworthy news is that faction claims for mining ships will also be deprecated once we launch Starbased. So no more
Hmm.
passive mining. Everyone move to Starbased and start working for your meals.
Everyone has to go to Sage, you know.
Absolutely. No free
That's
lunch.
that's what happens at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But yeah.
you got to play the games now.
Someone is asking, can we see how much LP are going to be in exchange in Atlas at the end of the epoch? So that depends on how many people submit, because there's a set amount of Atlas per epoch, and you get it. You get the percentage of the total that you submit. So if there's 100 LP in total submitted, and you actually submitted 10, then you will get 10. It's 10% of the whole thing.
Yeah, and the pie size is 1.5 million Atlas per faction. So yeah, we do the
Yeah,
math
you
here.
can see how much
He
will
did the
be committed.
math.
You can see how much will be committed, but you won't know that until probably the very end of the epoch, right? Since some players may choose to only submit their LP 1 minute before the closing time of the epoch, right? So it's impossible for you to know beforehand how much it's going to be in there for you. So that's also some strategies
There's
that
gonna
you
be
have to
some
take into
some
account.
sneaky, devious people there, Santi. I foresee for sure.
Oh, man, I can see that happening for sure. Just imagine that one day you submit all your LP and you think you're getting 10% of the thing, and 5 minutes before you end up with 0.1%.
Dude, I would. Oh my god, it would be crazy. The only thing that Jose also didn't mention about Starbase release is that also Faction Fleet. Originally, Faction Fleet was going to be deprecated on Starbase launch, but with all the Solana stuff going on, the economics team wanted to make sure that that isn't fully turned off while all the Solana issues are happening. So there, instead of a deprecation, it's going to be a 50% decrease in Faction Fleet emissions, but it's still going to be deprecated soon. We're just waiting a
We're just keeping
little
it
longer.
steady,
We're keeping
literally.
it steady.
Okay, so I think we broke that down. Guys, we're going to do a brew also. Probably next brew will be all about Starbase, since we'll be 1 day into the Starbase release. So we can reply to questions and everything. But since this brew is about committee updates and roadmap, we have to keep moving. But yeah, stay tuned for next week's brew. If you have questions on Starbase, we, of course, are still in all the channels replying to questions. So don't worry. And one thing that also happened last week was the GDC. So GDC was amazing, and we had Stratus presence in there in the Metagravity booth, which was a great booth. I think there was also Wilder World and Air 2 in there as well. So from our team, we had Chris, Michael, and Dominic. So Dominic Bain, how was that experience at GDC? What did the Web2 world think about Stratlas?
Man, I went into GDC thinking that I was gonna like get jumped or something because of we're going to a conference that is for the whole gaming kind of sphere, and a lot of people love to hate on Web3 gaming. So I went into that thinking, okay, I'm gonna be talking about Star Atlas with someone. I'm gonna say it's a blockchain game, and they're immediately gonna just start punching me. Obviously not literally, but you know what I mean. But no, every single reaction that I got when talking about Star Atlas was extremely positive, and I was super surprised about that. We even had people coming up to our part of the Metagravity booth, coming up and going to the screen that we were showing our assets and our gameplay on, and they were literally taking pictures of our stuff. Everyone was just continuously saying it's such a beautiful game. It's this, it's that. It was super humbling. It was awesome to see because I went into it with super low expectations. But no, people really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, I really had a good time at GDC. Everyone seems to be warming up to the idea of Web3 gaming and blockchain in gaming, which is awesome. I think if you know, I don't think we're there yet, but it's just nice to have that step forward. So yeah, so Michael, Chris, and I went there. We networked our ass off. We talked with people about Star Atlas. As Jose would say, we spread the holy gospel of Star Atlas, and it was yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
That's
that's awesome,
awesome.
man. I love it. I love it. And yeah, I think it just proves the point that gamers just want a game that is fun, and we'll get there. We'll get there. AAA, high quality, engaging and fun, repeatable gameplay loops is the key, and we will get there. So
Let's
I
go.
love
I
that.
like it. I like it, Santi. You sound
I'm
confident.
cooking.
You're cooking, bro.
Nah, but for real, that's I think that's at the end of the day what all gamers want. They don't care about the blockchain aspect or not. If it's a fun game, people will play it. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Also, we heard that there may be some new ships coming soon. There may be some new ships coming before we release the Starbase. Some ships that will be very useful for Starbase. We can only tease about this. I don't think we're allowed to share all the details, but there may be one or two new ships coming. So keep it steady.
Which ones?
Can we
Keep
share
it steady.
the manufacturer?
Oh man, I think the manufacturer for the first one is fine.
The Calico chip.
It's a Calico. That's all. That's all we're going to say. That's all we're going to say.
Yeah,
And so
just
let's keep
ship it
moving
already.
before let's keep moving
Get fired.
before we say anything else, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um Another thing that you guys probably saw was that the search test was canceled. Unfortunately, when we were about to go live, I think the same day, we pushed the build live and there was an issue on the live build, but it wasn't on the dev build, so we had to push it back. That issue is fixed, and we have been running some internal playtests, and everything seems all right. So there are a couple more things that we need to get done before, but there's going to be a new search test date very soon. And as you know, we'll have a couple internal, and when I say internal, I mean community, so Atlas community only, Discord community only playtests, and then we will have a public playtest where we will aim to get as many people as we can to play. So that will be the moment where you ask us to get you 1,000 keys and you buy it 1,000 friends, or I don't know, whatever you want to do. Um, because that also will come with rewards. Those tests, if you participate, not in these ones, not in the private Discord community ones, in the public test that is going to be happening later after we finish the Discord community tests, there will be rewards that you can get from participating, and we'll be sharing that later. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. And the last thing that we have on the noteworthy news is that we released the roadmap. So if you guys didn't see it, I think Dom, you can probably drop the link. But we will be breaking that down later today as well during this brew. In the last part of the brew, we'll be covering a little bit the roadmap that we released and what is in there basically. So I think I covered everything. If you guys think I missed something, please, this is the moment to share.
No, great job, bro.
No, you got
I
it, bro.
appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it.
Director qualities right there, man.
Bro, you are the master of narration.
Oh my god, no way.
Dude, can
Let's
we have
move.
a National Geographic with Santi narrating like a cheetah, like a cheetah in the background hunting, and then Santi's narrating that. I'd love to see that.
no shot, man.
Where he
I
lives?
don't.
What
I don't
what
think my
she
voice is made for that, man. I don't think my voice is made for that.
Cheetah, the fastest in the wild, stalks his prey.
So let's move. Let's move to the committee updates, and for that, I think we first have one guest. We received a message from Venom from the Nexus, and they had some things that they want to share with the rest of the Usters in here, I think. So, Venom, if you can request to speak, we can let you on stage.
Best faction. Let's go, guys. Share the love for the Oosters.
Hey, Venom.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Absolutely, friend.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys giving me some time to talk about the Nexus. Um, I'm here today representing the Nexus and the Ulster Security Council. Both are tied together, but with two distinct purposes. The Nexus was created to kind of provide like a social hub for Usters to connect and coordinate with. It's a place someone can go to for information on Star Atlas, on different Uster guilds. You know, if they are looking for a deck, they can find a deck there. When combat happens or starts, that's where people can call for backup. And we also have a peer to peer channel. I know you guys had to shut yours down recently, so
Rip.
we have
Rest
one
in
if
peace.
anybody's interested. We also have a lore channel if anyone's interested in creating some Oyster lore. I seen there's like some kind of chat GPT Oyster inspired program. So I'm interested to see what people can come up with. Actually, speaking of lore, OCG Thor wanted me to ask you, Jose, do you? He wanted me to ask you what you think about the Nexus and how we might work it into the actual lore of the Ysters. He couldn't be here today, but he wanted me to ask you if you wouldn't mind having a conversation with him about it one of these days in the Nexus. Um, I
Hey,
know you're in
let's
there,
go.
but can't really be affiliated, but he wanted me to talk to you about that and see what you thought. But yeah, the Nexus is it's like just a social place for Usters and our allies. We're open for anybody. Some channels are going to be closed off for the other faction just for security reasons, but it's not like a thing where we're against having the other factions be involved. We actually encourage it. So yeah, that's really it about the Nexus, I guess. The Oyster Security Council is kind of like the second part to it, and that's basically like a group of Oyster Guild leaders and representatives. Some guilds aren't 100%, I guess, Oyster or whatever. So, they would be able to send, if they have Oyster members and, a large Oyster membership, they'd be able to send their Oysters, to the Nexus to, coordinate with the rest of us. We're not a guild or anything like that. Um, I guess say like there's a group of guilds, but uh, it's more or less just to make it easier to coordinate on a larger scale. And that's its main focus is cooperating between guilds and protecting the Ister sector all as a whole. All decisions that are made in respect to the Nexus and the USC itself are voted on, so we're trying to be as much like a democracy as we can. Like I said, we're not trying to be like a Ulster government or a guild or anything like that. But if there's anything that's going to affect our guilds, it just makes it easier to make decisions on those things.
That's
Um,
nice, man. I love to see the coordination in users. Just makes me wonder if the mods are ever going to do something, you know? Just
I'm sure they have something
Yay!
going on. We've had talks with the Oni Consortium. I'm interested, in seeing where that leads. We're still early in the game, but um, I'm sure the Mud have an equivalent to it. We'd obviously be interested in talks. 'Cause, it'd be nice not to have all out war. There's going to be plenty of people to fight. I, for one, believe there's room for peace, but we'll see.
We will see. We will see. Cool. So if people want to join the Nexus, they can DM you, right?
Yeah,
If you
yeah. They're more than welcome to DM me. I also post it in the guild advertisements channel. So yeah, it's there's a link out there. But yeah, if anybody wants to reach out to me, or any of the other USC members or whatever, they're more than welcome to.
Cool. Cool. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate you sharing,
Yeah,
and love to see the coordination in the Eusters sector.
yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks for giving me a little bit of time to talk about it.
Of
Definitely
course, my friend.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,
See you
friend.
soon, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Cool. It's again good to see that the factions are studying some heavy coordination. I see in the chat that the mod actually have a Discord, but theirs haven't been infiltrated like others. Shots fired! Shots fired right there. I love to see this.
I wonder how it feels to be part of a lesser faction. You know, like Mud, like Ooster. Like
Less
you're just
faction. Oh my god.
you're just like automatically worse than owning. I mean, it can't feel good, right? Like
Nah, it,
joining a
it
faction
can't
and
feel good to be
automatically
mod.
being like just the worst. I'm just saying, it's fine.
Yeah, it can't feel
Come
good
with
to
the
be mod right
truth.
now, bro. No, 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 no.
Let's start up this multi-faction guild talk again. I'm down. I'm down. Death to all multi-faction guilds. Death to all multi-faction guilds. I will stand by that until I die.
Eesh, Dominic's spicy today, Dominic.
Come at me, Ronald. Where's Ronald?
We do part
Hilarious.
three. We do part three, bro. That's funny. But yeah, there are more noteworthy news that some projects sent directly to us that we are always happy to cover. Actually, Star Atlas Germany, the German guild for Star Atlas, um, they have done something that is really, really interesting. They created a trailer for their guild using, of course, Star Atlas, and they have been sharing this before movies in German cinemas and theaters. So before you go watch a movie in some German theater or cinema, you actually get this played in like as an ad before the movie. So let's take a look.
Oh my god.
This is actually amazing. Some Dalius in the chat. I see the Dalius
Double
already coming.
dodge plan.
And then the trailer that we were already watching. But look at the people in the theater. What the heck? Man,
He's
oh my!
innocent.
I'm telling you right now, if I went to a theater and a Star Atlas guild advertised and was like, "Join our guild," I'd be in there. I'd join for
Bro,
sure.
I'm in.
Yeah, they know how
I'm
to get
in.
shit done. They know how to get shit done, huh?
Let's
Let's go.
send a link, Dom, if we can, in the
Say it
chat.
again.
So let's share the link in the chat.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go give it a view. Go give it a like.
give it a like. I love the approach. Actually, I haven't seen anyone do this before. But yeah,
Congratulations.
showing the trailer before
Also,
movie. You know, man.
Shout out to all the Germans and Stratless besides VB. Love you guys.
Jesus.
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the German Atlas community. I love it. I love that. And shout out to Atlas Germany Guild. Love that. Cool. Another thing that we wanted to share is that there's an auction going right now for the Atlas Grace Journey Award. And you guys can participate by just submitting a bid. So your whatever you will pay for the Johnny Award in the Johnny Award marketplace page, and at the end of the day, I think Atlas Grace Archetype is going to sell it to the highest bid, and basically with that you will be contributing to Atlas Grace and also getting a very rare Johnny Award NFT trophy. So I think it's a win-win scenario for whoever buys it, supporting the biggest Star Atlas charity and their initiatives, and also getting a Johnny Award trophy. So you guys can go to the link that Dom shared in the chat, which is the Johnny Award marketplace link. And on the USDC side, you can submit your buy price. Currently, it is going for $250. So 250 will be the price that it will be sold right now. And that's going straight to Atlas Grace for their charity and all the cool stuff that they are doing. And I know that Atlas Grace is probably going to have some updates for us soon on what they're working on. So you guys can go there and participate in the auction if you want by just submitting a buy order in there with the price that you would like to get that Johnny Award for. That's it. That's it for our friends from Atlas Grace. Big opportunity for everyone. Another thing that we got from a community project is from Gallia Art Station, and they added some really cool new ships that we can take a look at right now, Dom, if you have them.
Yes, I'm gonna bring that up.
I think I have the link. If you
There
want
we
me to
go.
link you, bro.
No, I got it. Here's Oh my god, I love Rainbow. I love Rainbow so much.
Yeah. So these are all in real life. This is not
Yes.
English, guys.
The Rainbow Chi, looking good. Ooh, the Rainbow Home, looking great.
Wow.
These ships in particular, kind of off topic, but these ships in particular, the Rainbow line, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see them in game, fully fleshed out. I think they're
Yeah.
going to be absolutely insane. Yeah, this is looking great. Yeah, Galliard Station. If you don't know who Galliard Station is, they do the 3D modeling, really high quality 3D models of Starless spaceships. So if that's something you're interested in, go check them out.
Yeah.
Galliard Station on Twitter. I'll link their links in the chat in just when we're
Look
done.
at the quality of it. That I'm always amazed at that. Look at the
Insane.
look at the level of detail that they're giving to these ships. It's amazing. It
Looking
is
great.
amazing.
Looking great.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are a couple of shout outs also that we want to give. Don't please drop we just dropped the link in the chat in case you want to go give Galliard Station a follow. But there are a couple of shout outs that we want to give to some creators here. And first, I think we can give a huge shout out to Beyond the Horizon, the winner of the Content Creator of the Year. He did a pretty great crew packs video, and I think he even added us in there. Me and Jose, at least I saw.
Bro.
Dude, oh, let me show everyone the screenshots that I took
Yeah.
from this, so you
Jesus
guys can
Christ.
see how Beyond the Horizon portrayed Jose and Santi. Here's Jose.
Bro.
To
Look at
send me.
that, bro.
Oh my god.
Voice of José Nudes.
And then here's Santi. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Bro, Sanch is perfect, bro.
That's actually perfect. That's actually perfect.
I feel like we look like Don't Starve Together characters, bro. I don't know if you guys played this game, but the art, it has the same quality. Super cool. I
I
love it.
love it. Yeah. Shout out to Beyond the Horizon, guys. Definitely subscribe to him. We should probably drop the YouTube link, like his channel link, in the chat, so people can go and
Yeah, go
subscribe on
subscribe.
it.
Go subscribe to Beyond the Horizon. He's doing awesome stuff. Really, really, really awesome stuff. Glad to have him around. Glad to have him making content for Star Atlas. You're killing it, man. You're killing it.
Yeah. Another shout out that we wanted to give is to Beth. Beth
Uh,
has been joining every
Uh,
single brew and creating summaries on Twitter where you can just know everything that happened in just 3 minutes. It's 1 hour summarized in 3 minutes. So it takes a lot of work to do something like that, and we just wanted to give some love back to Beth for crushing it with the content out there.
make
shout
sure to
out. Shout
highlight
out to
yourself, Beth.
Beth. Go follow Beth. Go follow Beth immediately.
Yeah, 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 100%. Then also wanted to give a shout out to an OG, the Metaverse Explorer. He did a great video with the roadmap breakdown. I think it was like a 40-minute video where he breaks down every single thing that is in the roadmap. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good watch if you guys are interested in going through the roadmap together with him. It's a great watch. So
Yeah.
take a look.
Shout out to Metaverse Explorer. I honestly, he's always been a pillar in the Star Atlas content creator space. So yeah, great videos, man. You're killing it. I hope you hear this, Metaverse Explorer. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you keep creating content, man, because you're good at it.
Yeah, yeah. And we are of course missing a lot of content creators
Oh
here that we didn't have any specific this week. But shout out as always to the Metaverse Nomads, Sigi, to local creators like Victor Moraes, like KeplerNet, Star Atlas Spanish. Thank you guys. You're really a pillar of the Star Atlas community, and I appreciate every single thing you do for the community.
Man, on the topic of Siggy, I'm just gonna give an impromptu shout out to Siggy. But dude, I will get a notification from Siggy replying to someone else preaching about Star Atlas. I'm not even kidding, probably like 10 to 15 times a day. So not only is he like posting these high quality videos showcasing Star Atlas, but he's also mentioning everyone in the crypto Twitter space, Star Atlas, every chance he gets. So I just want to give a shout out to Siggy. Thank you for
Yeah,
everything you do, man.
preaching the
Yeah.
holy gospel.
Yeah, dude.
He deserves
Oh
it,
my
bro.
gosh. Because I have the Starless Twitter on my phone, and he always link to the Starless Twitter when he's replying to someone, and I get every single message that Siggy. It's just nonstop all day, every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Siggy's
Shout out to
doing
see you as always.
a whole lot of work.
Legend. Legend. And also wanted to highlight something I tweeted it I think last week or the week before. But we now have brews in many different languages. So if English is not your native language and you are here, um, don't worry. Maybe there's a brew in your native language. We have brews right now in German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and also French. So I don't know when the French are going to host the next one. Looking at you, Arthur, Darwin. Looking at you, Morpheus, Winston. Shout out to them. Also, absolute legends. But make sure to join the specific languages communities. You can find them at the bottom of the server. There's a channel called Languages. You just react and you get access to your specific language. And there may be a brew in your language. So we love that, love to see it, and wanted to just highlight BV, Victor, Shadex, Stick, Jose, who is here, Morpheus, Winston, Darwin. and also in Followy as well from the Italian community for taking on the task of keeping everyone updated about Star Atlas, no matter what language they speak. So that is massive. It's a massive help for the community and for us going international and language specific. So
Worldwide, Pitbull, Dale.
yeah, Miss White. And I see Lumina typing in the chat, when Turkish brew. That's another thing that we need.
When are you gonna host the Turkish brew?
When Turkish brew.
When?
And we are visiting Turkey with Michael Wagner. That's another thing. We're going to be visiting Istanbul and probably, well, actually, Lumina just shared it in the chat. We're going to have a in real life Atlas Brew, a meetup in Istanbul in May. So we'll be sharing more details as we have the place and everything. Probably we'll create the Luma event page. So if you speak Turkish, you will, well, you will see that. And if you are in Istanbul during May, you will be able to join us for some drinks. Join us in Istanbul. Me and Michael will be there. Yeah. I think that covers most, if not all, of the community updates. I'm sure that we missed a lot of things, but as always, we do this. We share the announcements beforehand, and anyone can just reach out to us, and we will try to highlight whatever you're working on. We love to highlight everyone who is adding value to the Star Atlas communities. Yeah. Shout out to the whole community. Difficult to get everyone in. But I think now we have around 15 minutes left. We can get into the roadmap. And I know you both of you guys did a phenomenal job and a lot to get this out so quickly. But I think I can ask you guys, maybe Dom, what's the objective of this roadmap that we just released? What is it all about?
Yeah, so I'll give some problems that kind of sparked this necessity for a roadmap, which is when I would go on Twitter and I would see people talking about Star Atlas, I would see way too often people saying that we changed into like a racing game, or we're not focusing on the UE5 product, we're only focusing on a browser-based experience now. And it's just like completely out of left field, just non-accurate things. But then I really took a step back, and I don't think it was their fault at all for thinking that. I think it was our fault for not putting out this information in an easily digestible way where people can see everything that we're going to be developing. So now that we have this out, the purpose of this is to show the Star Atlas vision as it is right now in its whole entirety, and to make sure that when people want to learn about Star Atlas, or if someone says something inaccurate about Star Atlas, they can be linked to this. And they'll be able to go through every season up until the season 8, which is when we plan on transitioning ownership of Star Atlas from us to the DAO. The whole journey, every step of the way. Release 2.2 preseason, season 0, all the way to season 8. And you can click on everything. You can see everything that's going to be coming. And the crazy thing is that all these seasons aren't even like super fleshed out yet. So over time, like this is also going to be regularly updated. So I have meetings, I have reoccurring meetings with Danny and the directors, and I'll be talking with them about the roadmap. What are we adding? What are we removing? Anything change? And this will be updating in real time. So this will always be a resource for everyone to use. So that was kind of a ramble, to be honest, but yeah, that's kind of the use case here and why we decided to do it. So
yeah, no, I think that actually covers it, and it's part of helping the community and, well, of course, the project itself share the vision and people to understand how complex this is, but also how well planned out it is as well. Because you can it's easy to go and say, oh yeah, Star Atlas can't realize the vision that they are sharing. Well, here is how we're going to do it. Detailed. you can get into every single card and know what is going to be happening until we get there to the final vision that we have for the company. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool to see. It's pretty cool to see. But it's also a lot of information, Dom. So what do you think it's for the community when they get in there? What's the best way to navigate through it?
Yeah, totally. So the setup of the roadmap is as follows. At the top of the link, I'll actually link it just in case anyone wants to follow along. I just linked it in the chat. But you'll go to that link, and then you'll be able to see at the top tabs going from release 2.2 all the way to season 8, and this is in order. And I saw a question actually about how long a season is. A season isn't a specific length. It's more what is coming in. It's our kind of like bucket of items that we need to release within that season, if that makes sense. So you'll know what is coming in order, but you won't have any timelines. I know a lot of people want timelines, but I'm sorry, it has never worked out for us in the past. Anyways, so you'll be able to click into a season. Let's just go over release 2.2 because this is the most fleshed out season, of course, because this is coming fairly soon. So you'll scroll down. First thing you'll see is a disclaimer, and I'll say it here too. This roadmap provides a detailed look of everything. Everything outlined in this roadmap are just current plans, and things will definitely change. Not even can change; they will change. So just keep that in mind. And then you'll see kind of everything split into 3 different categories. Number 1 is Unreal, which is Unreal Engine. That's our UE5 game. The next one is Web, which is Sage. And other things that are happening, maybe like some blockchain aspects, Galactic Marketplace updates, and other things that you can expect that are happening on the web. And then also mobile. So they're split up into 3 different sections. And if you guys already looked at this, you'll see that mobile is really only in release 2.2. So this is one of those things where, as we flesh it out, we'll add it to future seasons.
Yeah,
Uh,
so that's an important thing to
mhm.
note, I think, for people who just get in there. And whenever, if you guys share this with anyone, it is divided, at least with the release 2.2 and everything, in the title that we give to the Unreal release, like the release 2.2, for example, on this one. But if you scroll down, like you have web, which includes Sage, and you also have the mobile. So everything is in there. It's not just the Unreal side of things. And
Yeah.
I just want to be very clear about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's everything, and what's really important to me is clarity. So let's go to preseason here. Once you get to web, and if it's if it says like council rank or medium risk zone, a worry that I had was someone's gonna read that and think it's for UE5. So that's why it's in the category of web, and then there's also in brackets Sage. So if anyone is ever confused, please let me know because the whole point of this is that it's not confusing. It is the whole point of this is to be intuitive, to be able to easily understand what's going on. So if you guys have any feedback like that, please let me know. Anyways, so for let's go through release 2.2 like I said. So you'll be able to go through everything coming in release 2.2 during that kind of time period. And if let's say you're reading this and you see private beta combat racing, third person shooter, scaled multiplayer servers, and you're like, okay, I want to learn more about on-chain ship configuration. You can click into it, and then you'll have a short kind of description of that card, of that item. And so for on-chain ship configuration, for example, it says the introduction of a novel hangar mode in the Star Atlas U5 environment, enabling on-chain modification of ship components to optimize vessel performance. And then it goes over some key features, component customization, and on-chain integration. The cool thing about this is that you can also rank this, and this is sent directly to us. So if you think this is not important, nice to have, important, or critical, you can do that. You can put, I think this is important, and then you'll be like, I think this is important because cheese. And then you could put your email address, and then you can submit it. So you can do that. You can read through everything going on. You can also provide feedback if you'd like to. and that's kind of the whole thing. I don't know if we want to go over specific items here or if anyone has any questions, but feel free,
Yeah,
please.
I think you covered everything regarding functionality and how to navigate it. I'm curious if before we get into more specifics, if there are any questions from the community in the chat. I don't see anything now, but if there are any questions on like for anything roadmap related, uh, we can cover them now. Sage 2D combat, more details. They want more details about that. Um, I think we will get that soon. But I think we can get into the specifics if there are no questions, no general questions about it. Let's go through the cards that we have for 2.2, maybe get a little bit into detail on what is each thing. And yeah,
I think my most important one is private beta. I am really excited for this for a few different reasons. Number one is this is going to be our testing phase for 2.2 before we go public. I am super nervous to go public. I'm going to be completely honest. I am super nervous just about like the blockchain like stigma. So I just know we have to come out with our absolute A game, and this private beta is going to help us do that. And there's going to be rewards. There's going to be really cool rewards here, like exclusive items that you'll be able to get if you participate in the private beta. Anyways, so the private beta is going to be players will gain early access to test Star Atlas R2.2 and experience its latest features before public release. And those features are ship progression, component hanger, competitive PvP racing, third person shooter, and of course, there will be exclusive rewards. I'll stop there before I move on to the next one. Santi, Jose, if you guys have any comments. If not,
I think it's
we can move
pretty
on.
clear, and I think it's going to be very exciting. We can't share a ton more details here, but I also don't see any questions from the community, so can keep moving.
Cool. And then we have combat racing. Engage in fast-paced player versus player combat races in Star Atlas. So you'll get rewards for competing in these races, which can be Atlas currency or unique in-game rewards. Features, so compete against other players and NPCs in direct matches. And I think you guys have already seen this gameplay. I don't need to explain what the gameplay is. And then there's also the career impact. So race outcomes influence ship and career progression systems. You guys have seen that's actually another card in here, but there's going to be different racing tiers for each character, like each faction character, and you'll be able to kind of rank up through that. And oh my God. Oh, dude, the character progression is so sick, guys. It's so cool. Can't wait to see that. And then next one, I've actually seen a lot of questions about the on-chain
Yeah.
event scheduler and mission generator. So I'm happy to kind of like go through this. So basically, what this is people are going to be able to let's just use combat racing as an example. You're going to be able to go to the combat race zone. You're going to be able to go to a terminal, and you're going to be able to schedule a race that other people can join. And you'll be able to make your own rules and do that, whatever you want to do. And that'll be on chain. And then the mission generator, I would need to get a little bit more context from Danny on what exactly we want to, what we can talk about here. So I don't want to go specifically into that one, but the on chain event scheduler, I hope I did give some context to that.
Yeah, I think you did.
And then moving on, we have the third person shooter multiplayer. And this is in experimental mode. Basically just third person shooter mode. And you're going to be playing against other players. Right now you can only do it against bots, but there's going to be other players. And I'll give some developer context here, but Chip has been working really hard on the weapons, and we've been playtesting Surge a lot. And he added a new weapon, and he's tinkering with the current weapons, and there's a lot of hard work going into that. So can't wait for that. And then on-chain ship configuration, which is another thing that is going to be super cool because everyone can have a PureSex4, but there's going to be a lot of different ways to utilize that PureSex4. So if you want to go like max out speed, or you want to max out damage, or max out shields, or whatever the heck you want to max out, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to use the PureSex4 basically, or any ship in a way you want to use it, basically.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
maxing it out depending on your gameplay style, or just
Yeah,
mixing different configurations, depending on what you want to do or how you play the game. That adds a
exactly.
lot of depth to the game, man.
Exactly, man. Like how I kind of also see like ship components, like I also foresee like a meta forming in the future. Like I'm imagining in the future there's these fleet battles, right? And then you have the people in the front lines who are more focused on having, I don't know, either tanky stats or speed, whatever they decide the meta is. The people in the back line are more focused on having combat components, you know? So I see a lot of, man, there's going to be so much customization, so much strategy and literally everything, which is awesome. And this is just another part of that. Anyways, yeah, so this is just basically your kind of modifying your ship with components, and those modifications change the stats of your ship. If that, hope that makes sense to everyone. And that's going to be all on chain as well. So, and
There's a
then,
question from Grist that I don't know if we know the answer.
mhm.
Will we need classes in combat racing for balance?
Well, we need classes. Like different, like ship classes. I would imagine so, but I'm not entirely sure. That would need to be a question to ask Danny. But it's a good question, really good question, because you don't want there to be imbalance, right? Like if let's say like an extra small ship is on the track with I don't know, a small ship. I mean that
Mm,
extra small ship is going to get absolutely clobbered, you know.
yeah, yeah. I see the example X4 versus X5. Maybe it's not even fair because probably the X4 is a lot faster than the X5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. What I
That's a
imagine
great
there
question.
being is just like you could like extra small races, like you can only use it in that class or something. So
X4 versus Titan, Grand Racing.
that's hilarious. Next is character and account progression. This is pretty self-explanatory, but this is going to be on-chain player progression that is tracked, and you'll have achievements and activities that you can do in real time. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty self-explanatory. Next thing is scaled multiplayer servers. So this is what we're testing actually over with the Surge game mode and the multiplayer test with Metagravity is scaling these multiplayer servers for this public release. And so everyone knows that the limit that we have in the lobby right now, I believe, is pretty low. So we're going to be upping that, and it's just going to be a better time overall with reduced lag and all that kind of stuff. So can't wait for that. Um, I seem to remember that races are indeed precise class. You're probably right. You're definitely probably right. Probably right. What can we do with the crystals in Surge? Are those the tier rewards? The crystals in Surge?
Yeah, there are some high value crystals, I think.
Oh yeah. So if you have like 10 tags, maybe I'm saying something I shouldn't be saying, but if you have 10 tags, like you kill 10 people or you kill someone who has 10 tags and you get 10 tags and your character has 10 tags that you haven't turned in, you'll have a diamond that floats up above you, signifying that you're a high value target, basically. If that makes sense.
But you guys are not going to get that unless
Yeah,
you're
not
Oni.
not 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 with them, not with me on the battlefield. That's for
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Unless you join the Oni front lines.
Next one is Surge game mode. So this is kind of what we've been talking about. It's a faction versus faction versus faction competition. You're going to be shooting the other two factions, collecting tags, and then you'll need to turn those tags in to a zone. And once you turn those tags into a zone, they turn into points for your faction. And this is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen a game mode like this with as many players as we're shooting for. So I can't wait to see hundreds of people just going at it, trying to win for their faction. It's going to be really, it's going to be really crazy. I can't wait. Uh, Next one is kind of already touched on this, but the tiers 0 through 4 racers for Oni, Mud, and Ooster. So yeah, tiered progression. There's going to be specific design aspects that are unique to each tier, And then there's also going to be customization. If you guys have seen the Navigating Star Atlas episode with Hano, the character art director, you'll know how vast the character customization is aiming to be. So, and if you haven't seen that, go check out our YouTube channel, Navigating Star Atlas with Hano. Definitely go check that out. How do those tiers work? So, like how you upgrade from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4? Is that what you're asking, Ronald? It'll be through actually racing. Like you'll have to actually participate in that career, like the racing career, for example. So as you race more, you'll go like, let's say you're Ooster and you've been racing a lot and you upgrade from tier 0 to tier 1. That's how you're going to do it. And then you go to tier 2, tier 3. I can unlock them, look better, but I can use it outside of racing as well. Yeah, of course. This is going to be, you'll unlock it through racing, but you'll be able to use it outside of it. Yeah. I imagine a lot of people are going to be using these because they're going to be like some of the first like obtainable like through skill skins. And I'm not kidding when I say like the tier 0 and tier 1 are pretty basic. Like Hano and his team specifically made these skins or these crew members super basic, so the progression feels really good. So when you see like a tier 5 or a tier 4, you're gonna be like, damn, that guy looks crazy. So yeah. Tier 5 is already a U5 movies. And the thing that you're leaking leaks is I think that was what from like I don't even know, like a year ago or how long ago was that? Do you remember? Because they look significantly different now. But anyways, yeah. So that's tiers 0 through 4 racers. Then there's ship customization. I think everyone knows what this is. Real quick disclaimer here: this is not ship. This is not ship skin crafting. This is just you have a skin, you put it on, basically. So I don't want anyone to get baited by that, thinking it's like you can craft your skin. Next is ship mastery. This is basically you use your ship, you level it up, and as you level up your ship, you get these cool, unique rewards specific to that ship.
This is massive. This is massive and probably not talked about enough, I think. How much depth it adds also to the game. Like just being able to level up and also customize your ship and the components and everything, man. We're getting there, boys. We are getting there.
And then Busan Pulse. Some of you have seen this, some of you haven't. This has never been officially talked about. We've leaked it in Foundation Room a couple times, but other than that, I don't think we've ever really talked about the Busan Pulse. So this might have been new to some of you, but I actually I've seen a few questions about it. It is not released yet, so don't feel crazy. Busan Eyes for a moment, another ship. We do have images of this, but we've never teased it or anything, so that is not being shown. Calico Max Hog, Pierce X5, Pierce R6. These ships are reaching their, well, not the Pierce R6, just the exterior for that one. But the Calico Max Hog and the Pierce X5 are reaching this kind of like final in-game state, which is going to be really cool. The Pierce R6 exterior is going to be complete. There's going to be additional completed ship weapons that are going to be done. There's a classified 3D Sage update that I'm sure Leaks will comment on in a second. Starbased is coming out April 2nd. Faction Fleet is being deprecated in whenever the economics team wants to do it. Sage Combat is coming after Starbased, which is, well, you guys will have to wait for more details on that. The ship conversion program, if you guys haven't heard about that, basically the ships that you guys have been buying in the marketplace, those ships come with crew and components right now, but in the future, they're not going to. So it's kind of a benefit of just being here early. So you're going to be turning these ships in. Let's say I have a Pierce X4. Or actually, let's say I have my Compact Hero. I turn in my Compact Hero. I get a Compact Hero back that doesn't have crew and components. And then I also get crew and components from that ship. So people who buy the ship from that point forward will only have the ship without the crew and components. If that makes... I hope that makes sense. DAO proposals... Michael talked about this a little bit at the town hall that we recently had. Basically, at the end of Q2, we're going to have a prioritization meeting, and we're looking to put a lot more priority on DAO proposals in Q3 of this year. And then the crew cards release. This is basically you open a pack, you get crew that has its own unique story, rarity, traits, things that it's good at, and then companion app release later this year, where you kind of move to progress these crew cards. Okay, that was a really I went pretty quick because I know we're over with those last
Yeah.
ones, but
But
yeah,
we can
that's
do, if you guys let us know in the chat if you would like to do a brew, just deep diving into the roadmap. We can totally do that, going through everything that is in there. If that sounds interesting, we can probably do it either on the next one or on the one after. So we can do roadmap deep dive if that sounds interesting. Nobody's saying yes in the chat, so maybe it's not interesting for them. Disappointed. Yeah, they're saying yes now. Yeah, cool. We'll do that then. We'll do that then. Next one is probably going to be about Starbase, but the one after, likely that we do this. But yeah, we covered a lot in this brew, guys. Brew number 104. Amazing to see how far we reached with the brews, and also to see the progress that we're making on every single front that's to Atlas. Not only internally, but also the community. So super excited for next week, the Starbase release. And we'll have a brew about that also next Wednesday, same time as always. So thank you guys for joining. I will see you on the next one.
Thank you, guys.
Maya, ciao.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao.